coming back to when you referred to me as racist in health.
I didn't refer to you. I said anyone who believes that the first and best way to categorise human beings is by race, by definition, is putting race before other characteristics.
Here's another thing for him to unpack. The first and best way. I've never heard anyone looking at stats say that this is the first way or the best way to group someone. It's a way. If you are researching Māori health needs, then you are, by definition, grouping Māori. And if you are looking at Māori health needs, by definition, there is going to be an average outcome. But this is this language that you use. If you say it's the first way and the best way, I don't think said nobody ever anywhere. But this is his response, right? That he's trying to sell the idea, whether he's just trying to, scare people more. He's trying to sell the idea that that what the government's trying to do and what the woke neckbeards are trying to do is saying the only way you can categorize people and the best way to do it and the first way is by race. That's the message he's putting out to his supporters. Ooh.
Beings is by race, by definition, is putting race before other characteristics.
To be clear,
I'm not saying that's you,
to be clear,
but
I didn't categorise.
Yeah.
I didn't. What
well,
I said. No, because what you have to do is that when you've got problems like rheumatic fever in your country, you have to work out how to deal with them.
Yeah,
you have to first find them. You have to measure the problem, and so by doing that, you group people. So when we look at the data, the scientific data for health, we can see that Māori children are overrepresented in some of those stats.
Yeah,
so again,
but there may be other reasons for that. It may be poor housing. It may be living in rural areas away from healthcare. So I'm saying is let's target the actual causes. Because if it's poor housing, you might find that there's Māori and good housing that don't have the problem, and there's non-Māori and bad housing that do have the problem, and we can design a policy to intervene and actually fix it rather than.
And again, you and I
both
know that as Māori, when we use the measurement again of scientific data, it is Māori again on average, whatever.
Yeah. Well, no, you haven't.
No.
Okay.
So again, no. Yeah,
sure.
Hang on. When we use the scientific data, we know that it is Māori that more than likely has poorer housing. So. What I'm asking is, where are the policies to start closing the gaps?
Well, first of all, saying scientific doesn't make you right. Second of...
Do you hear that? How's that as a pitch to his people?
Insufferable twat.
This has got 40 seconds, but did you get this? Saying scientific doesn't make you right. Does that evoke any memories back to a certain, Wellington lawn for a good 20-week period or 20-week period?
What I'm asking is, where are the policies to start closing the gaps?
Well, first of all, saying scientific doesn't make you right. Second of all, we talk extensively about our housing policy. We've got a huge amount of work that we need to do there. We need to make it easier to fund and finance infrastructure. We need to replace the Resource Management Act, use something that's based on property rights instead of the council. And this is what I would say is colonisation, the council making a plan for the whole district about what you can do. So, there's just two ideas, and then you get into building materials. It needs to be seriously deregulated. At the moment, we pay too much for building and materials. We don't innovate in the way, this is easy. We talk about this stuff all the time. There's no question that we will make it easier to build homes, and if we don't, then it won't be for having good policies or trying very hard.
There we go. Now, I've got a few reflections on this, Chewy, but I've been hogging the limelight. Do you want to get to your bits and bobs?
I'm all for David Seymour deregulating building materials. Absolutely nothing can go wrong in a wet, changeable country that's prone to earthquakes. It's fine. It's probably going to be fine.